What is going on, everyone? Ryan here, welcome back to another video. Today's a very special day because it is adding fish day for this tank right here. I'm gonna go out, pick up some fish from a local friend of mine, and then we're going to bring them back into this tank. Now, I'm always so amazed whenever it's like fish day, but I think it's important to talk about what has been happening to this tank until today. And so the story is, this is my low-tech dirted style tank, and I set it up about 4 months ago and then went away on vacation for 3 months, which means that this tank has just been chilling here, been chilling, doing nothing and no maintenance whatsoever, just under this light for the last 3 months. And then I came back, did a water change, and here we are. So let's go get our fish, and then we're gonna talk about what has been happening inside this tank. It's been, plants have been growing really well, plants have been melting back, and I'm so excited to show you guys what's going on. And after that, we're gonna do a nice little trim. So let's jump right in. I also think it's really important to show you guys what I have set up right here. So under this bucket is a brine shrimp hatchery that I created. Now, take a look at all the brine shrimp down here, right? Look at that. They're all live, floating around. Now, this has been running for about 3 days now, so all the shrimp have already hatched. And I put this light right here so that the shrimp would run to the bottom. It's really important. I picked this tip up from a friend of mine. His name is Gerald in the Raleigh Aquarium Society. Super smart, super cool individual. But he told me that every time you bring back new fish, always try to get some live food ready for them. That way, they settle right in, they can go around hunting for their food. And it has done wonders for me in terms of that shock, that acclimation shock that happens to a lot of fish, especially more sensitive fish. So this is what I've been doing every single time I've brought new fish home. I've always just done this, and it's worked out really well for me. So we're gonna put this bubbler right back in there, and then we're gonna go in our car and get ready to pick up our fish. The thing I hate the most about summer is the absolute furnace that is my car right now. And don't worry, I'm not driving yet, but I literally just sat down and oh my God, I'm already cooking. It's hot, it's sweaty, but it is, just telling myself it is for a good cause. We are out there about to get some fish. So, oh my God, I cannot wait for this trip to be over. And let me turn on the air conditioning now. Oop. All right, y'all, let's get this bread. I just arrived. Let's go get this bread.
3 hours later.
All right, everyone, are you ready for the big reveal? The fish that we are keeping in here is the rummy nose tetra hemigrammis rhodostomus. Now, this fish is amazing. They school so well. I've had them before. I've had a different species, actually, the hemigrammis balearii. Those are the ones with like the really long red sort of color that extends all the way past their gills. And so this one is a new species for us. Interestingly, there's 3 different rummy nose tetra species, and so this one is one that I've never kept before, and I have a lot of breeding plans for them. So they look a little bit pale right now. They're stressed out in the bag, so we're going to try to get home as quick as possible, and then we're going to acclimate them, put them in, we're going to feed them some baby brine, and then we're going to do some trimming for the rest of this video. So let's get into it. Let's speed and zoom home, but safely, like under the speed limit, of course. So of course, yeah. All right, everyone, we are back in the fish room now, and I've got all the rummy nose tetras right here. We're gonna go ahead and start acclimating them. So let's get this started. All right, everyone, so now that the rummy nose tetras are acclimating, I essentially put half of their original tank water and half of my tank water in there. I'm just gonna let them sit there for a little bit and get used to that water parameter, and then we can go ahead and put them inside that tank. So let's talk a little bit about these specific fish. So we already talked about how these are the hemigrammis rhodostomus, the original rummy nose tetra, the true rummy nose tetra. And the cool thing about this particular batch of fish is that they are homebred by this local breeder. So we talked a little bit about how we're going to breed the rummy nose tetras, and I'm really excited to make a video series on this for you guys. I've done this before. but nothing on camera. I've only had like 1 or 2 old pictures of breeding the rummy-nosed tetras, and they have a really interesting way of breeding. So I'm like really excited to show you. But first of all, these are all still juveniles, and we have to raise them up. You know, I'm gonna start hatching out brine shrimp for them. They're gonna have a lot of like nutrients. We're gonna get them to a point where they are just like the fattest, most healthy, well-conditioned fish, and then we're gonna get into the breeding. So inside this tank, inside this cup, there's about 20 rummy-nosed tetra juveniles, and they're going into a 10-gallon, right? Now, normally I'd be like, you know, that's a little too many fish for a 10-gallon, but since they're still juveniles and there's nothing else in the tank with them, you know, I feel confident that they're going to have a really nice time in there. And again, like, we're gonna watch, we're gonna play it by ear. If there's an issue, we're just gonna go ahead and move them to something else. Or if I get a bigger tank in the future, which I plan to get like a 40 or a 55 or a 75-gallon tank. These are for sure going into that, because I just love a big tank and small fish, like just a bunch of small fish swimming around. I think it's really beautiful, right? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do a giant community tank. But for now, they're gonna be in that 10-gallon. They're gonna be really happy there. They're still kids, juveniles, whatever you wanna call them. And so once we pour all of that stuff in, it is gonna be so cool. Like, this tank is just gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Oh God, I love aquariums. Whew, just like gives me the chill just thinking about these fish, man. Oh my God.